Welcome to the weekly updates for week 2 for AP Stats. For this week's update, I want to highlight what the expectations are for the next 2 weeks, talk about how you come in to actually take your test, and AP registration that needs to be done by this Friday. So if we first look at the calendar, we are in week 2 of school. I already talked about in our last update video that we do have a pacing grade coming up on Tuesday. So remember, on the pacing grade, if you want the full 200 formative points, you want to achieve this due date. You then will have up to the 1 week to get it done. If you complete this mid-free response question by the kind of deadline, which is going to be this following Monday, you can get up to 20 points of those 200. Anything done after that deadline in this week and on, get 0 points for that pacing. And again, the intention of the pacing overall for all 12 chapters is about 2% of your overall grade. If you miss the pacing score for chapter 1, it's not going to really impact your grade that much. But if you consistently start to miss these pacing grades, it will make some impact. Also this week, you're going to start being introduced to an upload. So you will have to upload some of your work. Just take a picture and I will grade it for that work. You're also going to see some applets, which is basically kind of an online activity to help you investigate. This week is going to cover sections 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. The following week, we will finish section 3, wrap up our chapter learning with a free response and some critiques, get into the review, and then the due date for your chapter test is going to be on this Friday. Now, for chapter tests, you do have 1 week to complete your work. After that, you can no longer take the test and you would earn a 0. So this officially is the due date. Give yourself a week at the latest. So it would be that following Thursday of that following week is the last day you can take this test. Also, please note that the Chapter 1 is a 2-part test. The first test you take is 10 questions of multiple choice, and you will want to give yourself at least 30 minutes to take that, or 1 standard traditional hour. The next day's test is your free response, which is going to be about 3 to 4 free response questions. Now, when you identify the day you want to come and take your test, and in particular the first one, the multiple choice, I need you to go to our Schoology page and go to the testing reservation form. This is where it will bring you. Please sign up at a minimum 12 hours before you plan on coming in. If it's after the 12-hour time period, you need to see me directly because I plan ahead of time. I'm teaching during the day. I need to make sure I'm available, and last minute signing up does not work well for me. So at least 12 hours ahead of time on that. I do check this form every morning to see who's planning on testing. Remember your designated testing time. This is actually very important. 2nd and 6th hours are my open prep, so it's very easy for me to have you test. The other hours, and there are a few of you in here, I do have locations for you to test. These are the ones I really do have to kind of plan more to make sure I can get you in a nice, quiet testing area. If you do have schedule changes where this doesn't hold anymore, please talk to me directly and we will adjust your designated testing hour. The last thing I need to talk to you about, this is brand new to AP courses this year, and all AP courses are going through a registration. The deadline for AP registration is this coming Friday. You must have done this by now, otherwise you forfeit any ability to ever take this AP exam. This document here, I'm actually going to post in the update as a PDF, so you can print it out if you want. What you need to do, and this hopefully should not take you that long, you can do this on your cell phone or on a computer. You're going to go to this AP address right here, so myap.collegeboard.org. What you're going to be doing is just following the steps. Now, step 1 is actually going to be the most important step for you. It's just going to be able to sign in. Do you remember your login and your password if you've taken an AP course in the past? If you've never taken an AP course, you just register as a brand new student, so that's easy. Now, what the AP board is saying is if you forgot it, what they recommend that you do is you only have 3 attempts to do it. So if you forgot your username or your password, please go on here and select that you forgot your username and password. You must try this at least 3 times. If after that 3rd time it locks you out, it will then give you a temporary account. Unfortunately, I am not able to help you out with what your username or password was because I have no idea about that. So please, again, getting signed in might be the trickiest part. Just try hitting that you forgot username or password should be your best bet. Now, after you get in, step 2 is going to be very easy. For AP Stats, you do need to join this class. Our join code is this, and it is case sensitive. So capital J, capital N, 42, capital V, and a 2. Then you're going to move on to step 3 and 4, where basically you just enter the code and verify the information. On step 5, if you have to enter some registration information, the AP board does remind you to please use your full legal name. This is actually very important. And then after that, you should be done. Again, as a reminder, this needs to be done no later than this Friday, September 13th. Everyone needs to register for this class, even if you do not plan on taking the exam. If you know you do not plan on taking the exam, you would want to just tell me, and then I can go ahead and let the counselors in the office know. That deadline is going to be October 15th is when we have to know if you are taking the exam or not by that date. One last thing about this week that's important for you to know. On Friday, on the 13th, I will not be in school hours 5, 6, or 7. So please plan accordingly if you need to come and see me, especially if you are trying to do this registration and it's not working. I will not be available Friday afternoon to help you out with that. So please do this registration sooner than later. If you have any questions about anything on this weekly update or in the material that you're learning for Chapter 1, feel free to email me or stop on in with any questions. I hope you're having a good start to your school year and have a great week too.